What is your will, my master?
Hey, what's up, Mac? This is a quick demo video for you for your Depa Saber by Korbanth. As you know, I just got this in the mail this afternoon, and then I texted you right after I said I got it and told you it was done because I had done some work before this saber ever arrived to me. So I was actually able to do almost all the work before it ever got here. And then there was some concern this morning because this saber is brand new. I sold this chassis to a few people, and one of the people I sold it to actually had one where the handle wasn't bored out all the way. And I didn't know if his was going to be a standard size or the one I had done previously and modeled my chassis after was standard. So talking to Korbanth and him and reaching out to some others who have this saber, it did turn out that this is the standard size. So luckily, all the pre-work that I did fit into the saber. But anyway, onto the saber. It's installed the Proffie V2. This is a one-button setup. So your main switch right here, that does everything. You've got this turquoise jewel right here, so you'll get some nice shine through. I made sure that we'll take your blade plug out real quick. You've got CC sabers in here for your main PCB. Your blade plug was in there very tightly, so we got it out. But you got CC sabers in there for your main PCB. I made sure that that PCB dropped down low enough. It's past this jewel down here, so you get some nice shine through here. You will not get a lot of shine through this turquoise jewel when your blade is red. Those two colors don't match well, and it almost looks like it's not even on. All right, but the rest of the colors should shine fine. One single modification I had to do this guy that you'll never see is I have to come in here, I unscrew the jewel, and I put that top chassis piece down because it's got your PCB up top, and then it's got the Smuggler's Outpost 14-pin PCB set on the other side of it. I slide that down and I drill and I tap a set screw right under the shroud to hold that piece in place. But I make sure it's under the shroud. You'll never see it unless you take this off. That's the only modification I had to do. To get to everything, what you want to do is just unscrew your pommel here. So we'll unscrew this guy like that. You'll see your speaker. So you can just take your hand like this, pop it out one time, and your chassis will pop out this far, and then you can just pull it out with your fingers just like that. You requested a resin chassis. So this is my version, or this is my chassis really. I just printed it in clear resin. You'll be able to see the detailing that I do. It'll be a lot more clear when you get this in your hand. It's kind of hard to see right now. But on each side, I have a 9-strip pixel accent. So there's nine pixels over here. There's another 9 over here. I do wire these in line with each other so that they mirror each other on both sides of the chassis, but they're wired separately from the blade. So you can program these to do whatever you want. I've got the stock font package on here right now, although you said you'll be sending me some fonts. But I did some things with these blinkies on the stock font package so you could see what it does. And then you've got a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. Here's your Proffie board. The board is adhesed to the shelf. Something I have to do on these resin chassis in particular, but then also on this chassis in particular as well. But I made sure that from here you can take your board or your SD card in and out. You obviously have access to your micro USB. You can do everything you need to do from right here, and this board never has to move. So before I adhese that down, I made sure I modeled that into the chassis, so no problems there. And then your other piece of your SO switch pixel PCB set is right here. And then you have removable battery setup, right? If I turn this off, removable battery. So spring side over here for your battery. And we'll throw a battery in here real quick and I'll show you what it does outside of the saber, because once it's in the saber, you won't be able to see any of this. So on this particular font, right, it's just going like this when the saber's off. So that's that side. This side, what it looks like from the top, and then from the bottom until you turn it on. And I just kind of got it doing this on this particular font, right? just like that. Now, once you put this battery in, you can take this and you can put it in the saber any way you want to, right? Just go ahead and slide it on in here. We'll push it in, and then when you put your pommel back on, the pommel does all the work. So about on the last 1.5 to 2 threads, you'll feel it tighten up a little bit. Go ahead and tighten it down. It's engaging all of those pins. So now, get your LEDs firing up. You got that light up right here I was telling you about. This thing sounds nice and loud. Twist off, or you could hit activation. And if you wanted to use activation to turn it off, you just hold it down until it turns off. Just like that. Now we'll throw a blade in it. So this takes a 1-inch neopixel blade, or a 1-inch diameter neopixel blade. And I've got one right here. Probably won't have to use your blade retention on this guy, because this does fit in here pretty snug. My blade is super snug in here, so I'm not going to use your blade retention, but it's of course right here if you need to use it. You got that shine through. Good flash on class, right? Or you could just tap the button for blaster bolt deflex.
Smooth Jedi. Smooth gray.
Now this is red, so that's why I was saying with the red, this almost looks like it's going off and on because it's only picking up like the whites and the yellow.
Smooth fuzz. Rogue Commander.
Nice green. It's actually coming out green. This is a solid, super solid, right? And we'll take the blade out. Just like that. You might have to do some sanding on your blade. You might not, depending on what kind of blade you've got. Mine is just super tight in there, which is no biggie. It holds it very well. So to get everything back out again, we'll just unscrew this pommel. The chassis has a lot more heft in it now that it has a battery in it. So again, take your hand one time and go like that, and it'll pop out this far, and you can pull it right out. I believe on some of the later fonts on here, I just had the chassis mimic the sound font, or the blade rather. So that's a green blade, green chassis. You might have some trouble getting this out with your finger because this is a pretty tight fit. So I just come in here with a small tool on the positive side, pop the battery out just like that. And that, sir, is pretty much your saber. I'm going to put this back in here for now until you send me your sound fonts. And then once I get those put on here, I'll get you a tracking number. And this guy will go out in the mail Monday morning. But let me know if you got any questions. All right, thanks.